Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you you were at the stream last night, right? Did you see the video? Yeah, that's kind of entirely what I was going for. Um, yeah. That was part of it too. Is that it's very easy to like plug someone else into a seat next to me, to do it as a co-lab thing, which is something I definitely want to get to. But right now, I'm just starting out with it, so I'm working out the problems. I'm working out the kinks and the bugs. You know, like, yes, I know my video is in fair use, so I'm not in any sort of legal trouble. I also know that a repeated and retracted fight over and over again with this kind of content, which is what I plan to do and I'm not going to stop, is not something that I want. So now I have to figure out a way to get it so it doesn't auto proc. That's a problem I did not expect to have. But now that I know I have it, I can fix it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's actually a really smart way to go about it. Um, but here's the thing: they've already got a counter to that, which is what I ran into. What I ran into was the new countermeasures that YouTube is taking, um, to prevent people to prevent people from circumventing like that. So right, cancel capitalism, cancel it. But so basically, what happened is they've now added in a feature where as soon as you light up your videos, they do an automatic scan where they run through their bots to try and match the audio of things with copyrighted things, and they automatically file a content ID claim, which is an interesting sort of system because what this um, is it's not actually a DMCA, it's an internal thing with YouTube. So that way it notifies a company, hey, this person is using your content. Do you want to let them continue doing it, or do you think you have a copyright case against them? Because there's penalties. There's penalties for filing false copyright claims, but those are official copyrights, right? Those are not YouTube's internal processing system, all within YouTube. Yes, yes, but this circumvents the entire thing because they can do it all in house. So here's the way that it works. Are you ready for this? Are you ready? So what they do is they give you two options to dispute the content ID claim. The first one is you can use YouTube's internal system to try and sort it out between you and the copyright owner. But the copyright owner pretty much has all the power of determination to decide whether your item is actually fair use or whether it's not. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It's a really severe sort of target of attack. I guess is the way to say it. It's a security risk, um, which is just it's terrible. That's something they have to look at. But outside of that security risk, the actual system itself is designed to tell you to go fuck yourself. So, I've watched several people that do that as content. Yeah. I love those videos. I love watching them. I love people that talk about the meta side of content creation, right? Instead of the world of whatever they're doing, you know. So I love that kind of thing. Oh shit. Oh wait, so this guy like helps out other people? I get it. I get it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. All right, Morgan, I have to stop talking for a minute so that I can listen to the stream and see what I've got coming through actually for audio, because according to my sliders here, my devices, the only audio that I have is my voice, which is part of what I'm trying to fix. So let me just let me do that. You need to keep talking though. I need you to continue speaking. All right. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so sorry. I appreciate it. Oh, that's awesome. Why are you not? We'll talk about that later. I have so many ideas, but we'll talk about that later. What we were here to do was I was going to try and fix an issue that I'm having with my OBS, specifically as it relates to my WaveLink stuff. Here's the thing. When it comes to tech, I like things to stay the way that I learned them. Right? Like, I take all the time and effort to teach myself how to use a program, how to make interactions, how to code the little bits in between them in exactly the version that I had. Once I get everything up and running, I'm like, good. Now it just needs to stay this way and continue to be this way for as long as humanly possible. But technology is constantly evolving, and so there's constantly new updates and new changes, especially to something like OBS, which is, you know, open source. So anybody can work on it, anybody can make things for it, but it's still like actively being developed all the time, right? So it's constantly changing. That's the same thing that I have going on with WaveLink as well, and the Stream Deck software, because those are run by Elgato and they're constantly being updated. You know, like, it's actually maintained. It's a maintained bit of software. So there's constantly updates going on, and because I don't like and don't have the time to always keep up with every single update and know what to do and to be able to troubleshoot within that and all of that, I stay on whatever version I'm on for as long as humanly possible. Until finally, there always comes a point where things have upgraded so far that there's like a change in the security protocol and that needs to be updated. Right? So my programs start breaking down because of that. Which is at that point that I am then forced to upgrade and update to the current version of that software. That day was last night. This happens periodically, like every, I want to say like 6 months or so. But that night was last night, and here's the big issue. It's our big anniversary stream tomorrow. So we've got to get this fixed. Well then, here's the issue that we're having. You can see OBS here. I am getting the input on OBS from my microphone, which is brilliant. But then right here, which is my desktop audio, right? This is the audio that is meant to come out of my WaveLink, which is the separate program here, right? Yes. But as you can see, when you're talking in particular, you can see the sound coming out, and it comes out here, but it does not come out here in OBS. So for some reason, I know OBS and WaveLink are not communicating. Right? That's what that tells me. Because my sound is working just fine through this program. I can hear everything. Things are split into 2 separate audio. Everything is good. This is directed the way it's supposed to be. I go in. I still have my my outputs through here, which shows like, hey, all computer audio is going to run through WaveLink. Yeah? Okay. So, and I still have sound in my headphones, which means that bit is working just fine. So I can eliminate WaveLink as the problem. Which means I've isolated it now, so my problem is here in OBS. OBS is having an issue somewhere. But what is the issue? What is the issue? So I always like to start at the beginning, right? The very first thing you do when you try to connect the 2 programs is you go into your settings, right? You go into your audio settings, and you set an audio device to be your WaveLink input. And we can see, like, it is set up in my OBS. That has not changed. I haven't accidentally moved it to anything. It's exactly the way that it's supposed to be. So why is it not working? So the first thing that I want to try doing is I want to just try disabling this, the input source, and I'm going to hit apply. I'm just going to wait. It's a little bit slow to click through the settings menu when I'm actively streaming through it. So I'm just going to give that a minute to undo itself. So hopefully I'm applying the settings saying, okay, there's no input here whatsoever. And then we'll just go through and we'll re-add it as if it was a fresh add to the program. That's my first step. It's my first try. The old, have you tried turning it off and turning it back on again? Because, believe it or not, it works way too often. I hate that about technology. I really, really do. The fact that just turn it off and turn it back on tends to fix a lot of problems. I feel like there's something going on there that we don't fully understand. Alright, so I'm going back into my audio here, and I'm going to go back to desktop audio, but before I had it on desktop audio 2, this time I'm going to try it on desktop audio 1, just as a different input, put it in a different place. See if that'll help, kind of like, what was that game where the developers went into the code and they, like, found a picture of a coconut, and they tried to remove it, and the whole thing broke? So they were forced to put the picture of the coconut back, and they're like, I don't know why. I don't know why this is here, but every time I remove it, the game breaks. That is very much technology. Like, it's such spaghetti sometimes. Anyway, alright, so I'm putting my WaveLink system back in, going to click apply, wait for the 6 hours for it to decide that it's going to do that for me. Come on, you wee shite. Load faster. Let's go. Faster, OEC. It is, in fact, pulling a fucky wucky. It's a highly scientific term. Listen, don't discount him. That is a very smart squirrel. He showed me a lot, actually, about how Gmod works. Actually, like, pulled me into Gmod, sat there with me, walked me through step by step from literally opening the program to being able to make, like, a 2-frame animation, basically. Which is a lot. Like, you'd think, like, oh, you install it, you load it up, okay, now you can play around with models, and it's not like that at all. Like, yes, and you can do really, really amazing stuff with it if you know how to do it. But beyond knowing how to do it, you have to know how to set it up. And just getting Gmod to the point where you can just use it as a basic user takes a lot of specialized knowledge. It really does. Like, you have to go through and you have to subscribe to certain pages, install maps, get all of that going. Then once you load in, figuring out how to even open the menu is really difficult. Like, there's no... On most programs, when you first download them, right, like, you have, like, a little help button, right? You'll have a help button, you'll have a help portal, stuff like that. You know, you can go read up on some documentation, that kind of thing, right? On a game, what we're used to having is what? Like a controls list, you know? You press start, press pause, look at your controls, check your hotkeys, whatever it is, right? That's telling you how to use the program. Gmod is very much not like that, except for when it is. They have these nifty, helpful tooltips that will pop up on your screen that you can't get rid of because they have not yet told you how to access your mouse to be able to get rid of them. Yeah. And then it was on just like a never-ending cycle where unless I was going to sit there and spend like the next 20 hours letting the program walk me through how to use it, and I'd log back out, the next time I'd log in, it would start again with the tooltips from the very beginning. From the very beginning. Over and over again. Yeah. Yep. Alright, so once again, my desktop audio is not working. But can you just test? Alright, so I still perfectly have Still perfectly have this here, so that is great. Ah. Oh, Elgato. You nifty, nifty clever. Right, so it wasn't just my OBS that I updated, but I updated the software on my OBS and my WaveLink and my Stream Deck. So those are all at the latest versions together, so I know they're designed to work together. So they work together when everything is working perfectly. So they break together. Yes. That is the downfall. There's good sides and there's bad sides, but that's why I try not to update all the time. Because then everything would be broken all the time, and I would never get anything done. But, so there's something going on between the two of them. I think it's coming from the OBS side. Let's see if we can figure out how it's interacting. So the first thing that I want to do is make sure that when they updated, the way in which you're supposed to install them hasn't changed. That's what I want to look up first, right? Because I've already tested, I know it's installed properly the way it used to be done. So now I go and I see how you do it today and make sure, am I still doing it the same way? If I am, awesome. On to find the next problem. If I'm not, there's the answer right there, right? Make sense? Working backwards to solve problems. Alright, so according to everything here, which I've just pulled up from the Elgato website, it's right here, how to add the stream mix to OBS Studio. Load up OBS in the settings window, did that. Select audio from the left column, did that. Select mic auxiliary audio. Ah. That's not right. Because previously it was desktop audio, not mic auxiliary audio. So let's go in and change that and see if that fixes our problem. Alright, so we're going to take it off of where it says desktop audio. We'll just disable that. Mic auxiliary audio is what we want to put it in on now, which would be WaveLink monitor. No. WaveLink stream. There it is. Alright, and now we apply. And we give it like an hour while it updates the settings. It always takes forever when I'm actually streaming. Hello? Did I lose you? You went super quiet on me. Right. I thought you wanted to learn. Okay. I mean, I'm live though, like actually here with you in this moment. I'm not just a video that you can watch later. So I thought I was like actively teaching you how I did this with your input. Okay. So changing the audio input didn't work. Do you think I should try now? If it were you, what would you try next? That's a really difficult question for you, huh? If it were you, if you were in this situation right now, your OBS is broken, your sound is broken, you have a big stream to do, you need your stuff to work, it's not working, you tried a couple of things already, you don't know why they're not connecting, you figured out what the problem is, you just don't know how to fix that problem. What would be the next thing that you do? Oh, gods no. Oh, gods no. No. And please tell me that's not what you do. Resetting everything and starting over from scratch is like the last resort. The very last resort. Because that is a lot of things. I suppose that would be one thing to try. But I think for me, what I want to do before I make any drastic decisions is I want to try and do a little research. So I'm going to Google it. I'm going to Google it. I'm sure somebody else has had this issue. And as you can see, I was Googling a little while earlier about some other things. Before my WaveLink audio was not working, WaveStream not showing up in OBS. All kinds of related issues to what I was Googling earlier. But that's just what I do. I literally do just Google the problem that I'm having, and then I start hunting down information on what that problem I'm having is. So right now I have OBS. Yeah, there's a lot of people out there. Like, the internet is not safe. The internet is not a safe place. So finding like information that you can safely and reliably trust, in terms of like how to fix these problems, it's a crapshoot. Yeah. It really does feel like that, and that's because Elgato, I think this is allegedly, and in my opinion, very quickly, allegedly and in my opinion, WaveLink is run through Elgato. Elgato is a business, and they're trying to be a very commercial product, right? They're not trying to be sold to the hobbyist in their basement that wants to do things. Like, they're trying to tap into the bigger market of like, hey, anybody can stream. It's super easy. It's a great hobby. It's, they're trying to expand just beyond the people in the content creation sphere. Allegedly, in my opinion, this is what they're doing. So therefore, they don't want a bunch of people listing out their problems that they're having, the issues that they're trying to fix, that kind of thing, because all too often, for companies, it becomes a bunch of Karens coming in and just being like, this product is terrible. And that looks badly for them. So they try, I think, allegedly, in my opinion, to distance themselves from the people that are actually doing like the troubleshooting work and stuff like that. So that way they don't get that bad sort of press. right? That bad word of mouth. But in doing so, it makes it harder for people like us who are just like, no, I'm legitimately having issues here and I need to figure out how to fix it. It's a pain. Yeah, that's kind of how it works. Yep. It's rough sometimes. Anyway, so I did look through the Elgato forum first because I at first thought that it was coming through WaveLink. And the reason why I thought that is just WaveLink is like the problem child of my computer setup. Out of all my programs, the one that I have the most issues with is WaveLink, followed closely by DaVinci. Anyway, so I checked their website first and found it, as usual, unhelpful. Yes, very useless. So my next stop here is just going straight to the OBS project. Something here has popped up, and I'm going to read through and see what the original post was, see if it sounds anything like what I'm dealing with. So I hope someone can help me. Today I received a new microphone, the Wave 3. It says you have to choose Wave Loop Shrink as a source. Watched a pretty good video on it. Did everything as described in the video. Absolutely positive that I did it exactly the way they did. Awesome. Good job, guy. Good news, microphone works. I can hear myself over the monitor. Not my issue, but alright. Bad news, there's no sound in OBS if I choose it as my audio source. Amplitude is not rising. Tested with the mic source and there we go. Mic is working just fine. Awesome. So he is pretty much having the exact same issue that we're having. Right? I mean, he found it because he was trying to use his microphone. I found it for a different reason, but it's the same issue. Amplitude's not rising. Not going into OBS. Someone else having the same issue. Hey there, if you're still facing the problem, try uninstalling WaveLink and reinstalling. I hate having to do that. So, I hate having to do that. I've had to do that like 12 times. And to its credit, it usually does work. But then I also have to go through all the nightmare of resetting everything up again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say this option of uninstalling and reinstalling everything, that's going to be my nuclear option. Yep, that's my last resort. Let's keep looking, see if there's anything else that we can try before we go the nuclear option. This person got help from support. So they actually talked to someone on the support side of things, and this is what they told them to do. That's good. That's good. Just reading. Sorry, my brain's taking a minute to decode this. Alright, no. So, what they want you to do is they have instructions here to essentially reset the WaveLink folder. Alright, so it's slightly better than nuclear option. So what it wants us to do, basically, is it just wants us to change the name of the folder, which would make sense, right? Because OBS is following the path through the computer to the folder, right? The root address. It's following that to our folder, and there's something wrong going on there. So the first option is to just give it a new path, have it take a new path to that folder. And we do that by simply renaming the folder. Which is a very easy fix. If it works, if that's the problem, it's a very easy fix. And it's not that terribly hard to do. And then we've got Zooey here, who was so nice and so kind as to have not only contacted support to fix their issue, but they went and posted about it so that people that come after them who might have the same issue can try that as well. So I don't know who this Zooey is, but good on you, dude. Or girl. Whatever. So we're going to try that. I'm going to do it off the camera stream just because I have personal information in my files. But what it wants us to do is to open up our file explorer, and then at the top, if you click at the top, there's a URL bar just like on your browser, and you just type in %appdata % and you press enter. And once you've pressed enter, you'll get a list of all of these files, right? These are, for example, I can't really show a bunch of, oh, I think I can if I'm, oh, there we go. Yeah, I can hide the rest of my stuff over there. So we can kind of see, like, there's a Minecraft folder, there's Arc, Audacity, Blackmagic, which is DaVinci. You've got all the things that are on your computer, right? They all have their own little files. And that's in the app data. So I am looking for the Elgato folder. And we're going to rename in there. All right, so let's find the Elgato folder. Here it is. WaveLink 2. We are actually just going to rename this folder. This is a fix that I have done previously, which is why I have a WaveLink 2 already. But I'm just going to make WaveLink 3. Alright, so now it has a new name. Now that it has a new name, let's go back to OBS. And let us see if we can fix this. We're going to go to our settings. DM Chaos had an idea for a review pending Erie, Indiana. I'm not familiar, DM, but like drop it in the Discord for me. Drop it in the Discord as a suggestion. Alright, so we're in here, going to go to audio, WaveLink stream, going to just disable that. It takes forever. Because we're streaming. But I have to be streaming to test if it works. It's another thing I really wish that Twitch had. Or if not Twitch, I wish there was a site that did. It would be really nice to have an area where you could do things just like test streams. Yeah, something like that. Like, for a lot of programs, you can like run them inside a sandbox or something. But when it comes to Twitch, there's no like sandbox. If you're live, you're just out in front of the entire Twitch audience. Which is incredibly frustrating. Like, we were talking about it a little bit just before, but I mean, to even start doing a test like this, I had to go over and set up the stream and everything else with a proper title and all of that so that I don't get banned, so that Twitch doesn't ban my test channel. It's horrible. It's horrible. Alright, let's go audio. We're going to try mic auxiliary too. We're just going to do all the different routes. Alright, let's apply. It's frustrating, that's for sure. Oh my gosh, I know, right?
Do you have it where you have to go into Task Manager and shut it down?
Does yours crash that badly?
Yes. Like, it takes me sometimes like 7 attempts to get it to completely load.
Oh shit. Mine's been acting a bit wonky lately. I was going to be like, yeah, it's gotten a lot slower on load lately. But I don't have that issue.
Yeah, but once it loads, it loads. Like, it gets to 33%, stops, goes up, get to like 60%, and then completely stops responding. And I have to go into Task Manager and shut it down. Wait, test. There we go.
There we go. All right. All right. We have audio.
Max Audio 2
Yeah, I can just rename it, which I am going to
to
do.
desktop.
Yes.
Yay. All right.
So we fixed it. Look at that. We walked through. We did some troubleshooting. We found the answer.
And I know where to find that page. I might have to go make like a bookmark folder and put that one in there. Surprisingly enough, that's 2021. Every time I tried to look for my problems, they went all the way back to like 2016 and shit like that. And a lot of the times, nobody answering the threads.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I have definitely been through that. I went through a lot of that with the WiseBot because the WiseBot was such fucking spaghetti code. But here's the problem: is like they had a really good forum with a lot of good information, but it was in French.
Oh god.
Yep. So that was a fun time for me. Really enjoyed it. What's better than dealing with spaghetti code programs? Dealing with them in a language in which you do not speak.
Yeah, no, thank you. I mean, I have enough trouble trying to figure out how I got to get the bot working for my fucking Discord, which I need to release. I think I'm just gonna give people their. I don't have a lot of people that already come to the stream. I'm just gonna give people their ranks, fucking manually, like I already do with other ones.
What?
I'll figure out the.
What bot are you using for your reaction rolls?
I haven't put one in yet. I've been trying to reach out to some other people and just asking, like, hey, what do you guys do? I have one friend who has a setup in their Discord that has you literally click and agree to a EULA for before being able to join the Discord fully. But I need to ask. Like, I don't know if I'm going to do that just yet.
Yeah, that sounds like it's a proper official community server on Discord.
Well, that's because that's they've had issues before.
Yeah, so what you can do with Discord is now because so many people are using Discord and Discord's been sold and all of that, it's now expanding. There's two types of servers, right? There's the old types of servers, which is what we're used to, which is, hey, me and a group of my friends made a Discord server for this, other people have joined, it's a bunch of just random people we've met around the internet, that kind of thing.
Yes.
But then you can also have a community server, which is, it's like an official mini website, right? If you can call it that way, inside of Discord.
Sounds like it costs money.
It does sound like it costs money, right?
It sounds like I need to get well, I already have fucking Nitro.
Nitro, yep. A lot of those run off of things like Nitro and boosts from people.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's really kind of weird because you can start one without like a whole lot. It doesn't take a whole lot of like an investment to start one. But when you do, there's a lot of features and things that you can't actually use anymore.
Oh, I miss you, MusicBot.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things that you can't do anymore inside of those servers. So if you're going to upgrade to one, you kinda have to do it their way.
Yeah, at the moment, I have nowhere near the size of a community that would probably warrant that. Although this week, I think I'm finally just going to drop down the Discord link to let people in. I'll just add people. I'll know who subscribed to my stream, and I'll be able to add them in, or be able to give them their right role.
Well, you can do like an auto subscriber role straight through Twitch.
Okay.
There's an integration for that.
And they'll do that for follower too and stuff.
They won't do it for followers. No.
Damn.
There's no follower role. But you can kind of cheese it, where you can just make. So essentially, right, if you want to gatekeep your community, and not in a negative way, but in a like, you have to agree to the rules or you can't come in kind of gatekeep, right?
Yes.
Which is the I agree to the terms and conditions bit.
Yeah.
You can just make that role that they agreed on to say follower, or whatever you want to call your followers. And then you can also have the different levels of subscribers in your Discord that way. You can do that just straight through the integrations on Discord. I'm just checking where that was. That way I know I'm directing you in the correct place. Connections. Now I have streamer mode enabled, so it's like, don't show this on stream.
Yeah.
Don't show this on stream. I'm like, no, but I kind of. That's kind of what I'm actually trying to do. Connections, streamer mode enabled. I don't want it enabled. I want you to disable, please. Please disable streamer mode. Let me go in so I can look at my settings. Discord. I appreciate you looking out for me, Discord, but you're making it very difficult for me to do what I'm actually trying to do right now. Alright. Yeah, it's in connections. If you go in there. Oh no, wait, it's not in connections. I am fucking stupid.
Can't be dumber than me.
There we go. Alright. So it's not in connections. If you go to your actual server.
Yes.
And you know what? I can show that. So this is my server, my Grove server, right? I go here, I go to server settings, and then I come down here to integrations.
I just found that too, yeah.
Yep. This is where you can also make webhooks and things. So like when I go live, when I press that go live button, I'm not sitting there writing out a go live message in my Discord every time I'm going live, the same time I'm sending out a tweet and doing all of that, right? No, I have it automated through my Stream Deck, where I can set the message earlier in the day and be like, okay, here's what I want to say when I go live. And I'll set that up so that way when I press the button, it just goes straight into my Discord. And you can do that by creating yourself a webhook that you give to your Stream Deck, and that'll work. But right here, you can connect to your Twitch. And when you connect to your Twitch channel here, you know, you can see I'm connected.
Yes.
And once it's in here, once I've synced, it's been a while since I've synced, so I'm going to sync it again just to make sure. You see that I have 53 people that are in my Discord that have subscribed to my channel, right? So all of these people, it's going to give them this role, which is my subscriber role. And it does that automatically, as long as they have their Twitch connected to their Discord, like their personal account.
Gotcha. Let me see if I do
here it goes, what do you want it to do when the stub expires? Do I want them to keep the role? Do I want it to take the role away? Do I want to just kick them out of the server? Because if it's a subscriber-only server, you can just kick them straight out if that's what you want to do. But for me, it just removes the subscriber role. And then you can set your grace period of like how long you want it to be before you remove that role or before you kick them. You know, like, hey, it ran out, give them 3 days or whatever, and then remove the role. So you select that here. And then you just click Save Changes if you have any. You can also have your Discord use your emotes.
Yes.
So you just click that, turn that on, and then they can use it.
Oh, sweet.
I have it off, but the only reason why I have it off is because all of our emotes from Twitch have already been loaded into Discord before they have this feature.
Yeah, I've already done that. Before they had
this feature, we already had them on, so we already had them here, so there's no reason for me to do it, then I'll just have double of the same emotes. And I'm honestly just too lazy to go in and delete them all in order to use that feature instead.
Gotcha. Oh, I have never-ending fucking syncing.
Yeah,
I wonder if it's because
not...
I've got nobody. I wonder if it's because I got nobody in the server but me.
Most likely. That
Yeah,
would
so I'll have to
probably
get
be
someone in there.
would probably be the matter. I joined, but I don't think I'm subscribed because I am the broke bitch. If I'm ever subscribed to someone's channel, it's because I've been hit with a gift sub.
I've got a select. I've got like 5 people that I'm sub to like normally. I think I'm stuck. No, I just had my resub to Gaijin Goomba. I was like, here is your 59-month streak.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Let's see.
Yeah, no, for me, like I have one sub that I can use, which is my Twitch Prime. So I get my one free sub a month for my Twitch Prime
Yeah.
because, like I said, I am the broke bitch. And I kind of take that and I roam around with it, trying to spread it amongst all of the people that like I want to support. So like 1 month I'll be subscribed to Shroomy, and then I'll be subscribed to you, then I'll subscribe to Rogue, and I just go through and I'm like, all right, my sub is up. Whose turn is it today? Who gets it this month?
Give me my subscriber list.
You know, I couldn't possibly be subscribed to everybody that, you know, I like or that I'm friends with or whose content I like. You know, I just could not afford to do that. My other option would be to go and do like Twitch Turbo. But I'm sort of fundamentally against Twitch Turbo as a creator. So I don't want to do that.
I completely forgot Twitch Turbo exists.
Yeah, they're not marketing it very hard right now, and I think it's because they're trying to like clean up their platform a bit.
That'll be a first.
But you know, it's owned by Amazon now. They're realizing the way the tide of content creation is going. They've taken some really big steps lately. Some really big steps, and allegedly, in my opinion, someone out there is a mad business genius, and I kind of want to meet them. Kind of want to shake their hand. I really do.
So let's see. I got Elo-san, Survivor, Beowulf, Dreamer Mist, and Abar. Okay, yeah. So you're not on the list this time. You do have mod roll though.
I still have mod in your channel.
Yeah.
So sweet.
I've never had a need for a mod. I'm too small to need a mod.
I would make a request/suggestion.
Yes.
Because obviously I'm not a mod. Well, I'm not your mod. And someday, as you grow, you're probably going to need one.
Yes.
So I would say, can I have VIP in your channel instead?
Sure. No, that's good. I actually did to get to give my friend Rena, gave her the artist role because she's the one who does all my sub badges and my emotes. So I got to give her, you know how they integrated the thing? It's like, hey, if your person who does your art comes to your stream, you can give them this special role, and it says like, oh, they're the artist, and here's their Twitch that's connected to this role.
I actually got to give that. I wish that they had that for things other than just artist. I really wish that they did. You know, I wish that you could have a special shout-out role or something like that. You know, something to be like, this is, you know, someone who helps me with programming, or this is someone who, you know, maybe they're not an artist, but maybe they're a writer for your channel or something. Like, I wish they had that option, but all you have is VIP.
Oh, I had Tiny
artist.
I had Tiny as a mod. That's because we had the collab and we made Tiny a mod. Yeah,
so you didn't have mods. Yeah.
Yeah. So yep, you are now a VIP.
Nice of her. It was very nice of her.
They are a good bean. I need to figure out a good VIP badge idea.
I thought right now you needed help with your Discord bot. Do you want me to teach you how to set that up?
Well, yes, sure. The only other bot I do have is StreamCord, which I actually managed to get that set up. So, yay, I succeeded at something.
All right, here's my question. Do you want me to walk you through how to do it and let you do it? Or do you want me to do it and I'll walk you through what I'm doing as I do it?
Walk me through it.
Alright, so the first thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to need to go and invite CarlBot. There's a lot of different bots, there's a lot of different Discord bots that you can use. It's definitely up to personal preference. You could use any of 100 of them. This in particular is the one that I use. I'm familiar with this one. It does what I need it to do.
Yes.
This is the bot that I'm using. There are other options out there. If you'd like to use a different option, I'm sure someone else could help you.
Chaos. I have never given anyone the Discord link, so I don't know how you would have tried to join.
So you've got CarlBot open, right?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, you know what? I think before I do something really stupid, give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to make a test server.
Sandbox server.
Yes. Alright.
Faye in the sandbox.
Here we go.
Kindergarten Faye.
A test server. This is a totally blank server. Absolutely nothing in it yet. Alright. So I'm going to invite CarlBot. You should have an invite button. I have a manage button because I already use CarlBot.
Yes.
And then here you can see all of the servers that you have the ability to, you have admin access to. As you can see, I have access to a lot of servers.
Give me 1 moment. I need to log into my thing.
I'm going to just continue on and click test server because, you know,
go for it.
Just the list of all of my servers just sitting there on the all the servers I shadow do things for. IT just setting up Discord servers.
All right, I'm at the same page as you.
All right. So here it's going to tell you what CarlBot can do and what it can't do. It's going to create commands in your server. What can it not do? Have an existential crisis. This is something that I really love, just as an aside. A lot of Discord bots and Discord integrations, they've sort of taken this on, like the joke option for what it cannot do. They usually throw one in there.
Yeah.
I love it. I find it really charming. It's it's something you'll see in a lot of them. It makes the geek in me giggle in pride.
The only thing, this is me attempting to log in using my Discord. So I don't have that add the server yet. So I should just go ahead and authorize to let me log in.
Yes, you are.
Gotcha. Doing that right now. All right, I have it.
All right, perfect. So you have it here to add to server. You have the exact
Yep,
same
I got it.
do.
Yes.
So you're going to add it to your server. I'm going to add it to my test server right here. I'm going to click continue. And then I get this list that says CarlBot wants to access my Discord account. Because what it is saying is CarlBot is going to use your account to do all of these things. So when you tell CarlBot to do something, it will be the same as you doing it. And what it wants is it wants administrator access to manage servers, manage channels, to do all of the things, right? It wants to be able to do all of these things for you. You can pick and choose which ones you want if you don't want it to do these things. I personally have not had an issue with CarlBot. I think it's fairly safe. But then again, it's your own business, you know. You protect yourself and don't take me as like the be all end all of security issues. But I've never had an issue with CarlBot. I really like it.
I'll take your word for it.
It's pretty good. Don't get mad at me if they get hacked. It's not my fault if CarlBot gets
That's why I'm wondering if I should turn off administrator.
It needs administrator to do a lot of things.
Fuck. Okay. We should be fine.
Yeah. And it's going to ask you to verify that you're human. It's like, hey, are you getting hacked right now to add me in here? No, you're not? Okay.
I love those videos with the people making the robotic fucking arms and actually have them push the button that says I am human.
Each image of a ladybug. Alright, ladybug. I am human. I passed the test. I am human.
Alright, I'm at the same spot.
Alright, and then click get started.
Alright.
And now it's going to walk you through setting up Coralbot. It's got a nice little thing where if you don't really know what you're doing, you can pretty easily figure it out for yourself. Like, it's very hold your hand and walk you through it, which is really nice and not something that you find on a lot of the bots, which is kind of how you know, like, hey, these are some good developers that know what they're doing, right?
Yes.
So the first thing that is asking you is to set custom prefixes, which when you type commands in a Discord server, right, it's always exclamation word, just like with your bots and
Yes.
all of that, right? Or it's question mark. You can set a custom one here. It's got these two, exclamation and question mark, already put in. But here's the thing. That's not really going to matter too much, since Discord swapped over to / commands. We'll talk about that a bit later. No big deal. For now, unless you don't want to use either question mark or exclamation point, if you want to use something different, put it in now. I'm just going to click next.
Oh no, I'm going next.
Alright, so now, do you want Coralbot to send a message in a channel to welcome people into Discord? Is that a thing you want to happen? Yes or no?
I have the welcome channel that has the little like welcomes everyone with the random message.
This is not really necessary in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to use this feature because Discord already has one built in now.
Yes.
So I'm just going to say none, and I'm going to go to next.
Did that?
Now right here, it's going to ask you, do you want to set up reaction roles? Do you want to set up roles for people to be able to choose their pronouns? It's literally going to walk you through how to do this, right? So let's go with pronouns, right?
Yeah.
We want people to be able to choose their pronouns. So we click that, and it's asking, you know, what do you want the message title to say? So it's going to make a message in your Discord. It's going to post a message in your Discord. That will be what people see, you know, what are your pronouns, etc. If you wanted it to be a longer message, you know, rather than just a simple question or a simple one line, if you wanted it to be like a formatted paragraph or anything like that, you're going to have to do it in a different manner, and I can show you how to do that as well. It's not too difficult. But for now, let's just go with a basic question, right?
Yes.
So here's the title. What are your pronouns? Now it wants you to know what channel do you want the message to be posted in?
Yes, and I have that for self-assigned roles channel.
I don't currently have any channels in my test server, right? I just have general.
Yeah.
That's really all I've got. But I'm going to tell it to create a role for me, or create a channel for me, just so that you can see how it works. What color should the embed accent have? This is just a stylistic choice. Doesn't really matter, just pick a color at random. Alright. A message will be posted in the channel creating asked with these roles, right? So the roles that it's going to ask is, do you want he, him, she, her, they, them, or ask, right? So you can say create reaction role.
Oh, sweet. I like this.
So now those roles on your Discord server should be made, right? And as you can see here, because I clicked it twice, it entered in twice, so I'm just going to delete one. But it made a new channel for me.
Nice.
Because I didn't have one set up already. But if you already had one set up, you could direct it to that channel. And then it also made this nice little formatted post for me. he, him, she, her, they, them, and ask. So now all you have to do is go in and click your pronouns, which ones you want to grab. And if you don't want them anymore, you can unclick them. And that's done. Now you'll notice I didn't actually make any roles in my Discord, right? I didn't go in and create roles. It created those for me.
Gotcha.
See, because now I have these roles in here. And again, I had pressed the button twice. So it did the action twice. But that's fine. We can just delete them. Not a big deal. Now you can do that with any type of the pre-roll templates that they have, which are super, super easy to do. If you want to make your own, like new ones that are not templated, we'll do that after the bot is set up. But we walked through this, so we're going to go to the next button. Now, it's asking about moderation. And it says, this role is used for all mute commands as well as all automated mutes from Autobot. From auto mode. If you're not 100% certain how Discord permissions work, it's recommended you let the bot set up the role for you. Alright? So, it's asking you to choose your moderator role. In this instance, you obviously don't want it to be everyone in your server.
Yeah.
I'm just going to click Carlbot. Carlbot is going to be a moderator role. Carlbot is the name of the mod role. Carlbot.
Gotcha. I do have one. Let me go ahead and... So I should choose the one that I've already made?
You can choose the one that you already made, or you can choose to have Carlbot have its own separate moderator role, which gets a little bit more complicated there. But it also allows you a bit more flexibility. But if you're going with easy... What?
Easier with Carlbot, when it's Carlbot's role, yes?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'll go with that then.
Yeah. Now it's going to ask you, what channel do you want the mod logs to be posted in? So the bot is going to generate things as it does things. So like if you use Carlbot to set a role or change something or add a command or anything like that, it's going to return some information, right?
Yes.
It's going to be like, oh, so-and-so did this, whatever. It gives out confirmations, that sort of thing. You probably don't want that in your server. That's why you'll see in a lot of servers, if you can even see the channel, you'll see a bot spam channel or something like that, or a mod logs channel. And that's just where the bot posts all of its botty business.
Gotcha.
So here it's going to ask you, what channel do you want it to be? If you have a bot spam channel already made, set it to that channel. Again, for me, this is a brand new test server. There's nothing on here. Create one for me. Create a channel.
Yep.
I click next. Alright. And now I go back to my server and I see, look, I've got modlog. Made me a nice little channel.
Yeah.
So our next thing, the auto mod. Just like in your stream, how you have Nightbot, that will automatically moderate things for you. Carlbot can do that as well, but on your Discord. You've got some different options here that are preset, right? So you've got minimal, it'll mute people for a while, it'll just hand out auto mutes. It'll do medium, which does quite a bit more moderating. And then it's got high, which is like, you need certain shit locked down, bam, here we go. And then you've also got turn off auto mod or custom. If you want to do it custom, which I recommend, I really do recommend that you make things custom, so that way you can tailor it not only to your community that you have, or the community that you intend to build. You want it to be custom and tailored to you. So I'm going to leave mine off for custom, but if you wanted to select one,
I've got it for off custom.
Yeah. And then you go to finish. Alright. Now, it's going to give you an option to get more with Carlbot Plus, because Carlbot, of course, it's not free to run servers and stuff. I mean, using Carlbot is free, but this is like what they've done to monetize. So there's an
Yeah,
additional
nothing
bot
wrong
here.
with that.
You no problem at all, bro. Like, get your bank, do your thing. But we don't need these things right now. So I'm going to skip and go to dashboard.
Yep, I'm there.
So this is your bot dashboard. It looks kind of similar to the Twitch dashboard, right? You got all the stuff on one side. You got the pages. You can flop through different things. Here with CarlBot, you can add in your Twitch streams. You can create commands for your Discord.
Yeah.
So the same way you have bot commands in your stream, you can do those on your Discord too. You can make all of those. There's a bunch of different things you could do. You can run games. You can do special greetings. You can have it keep track of people's levels. You know, there's all kinds of things. Just like with your chatbot, there's all kinds of things that you can make it do. All kinds of things you can make your Discord bot do, if that's what you want. Alright? You can set up your auto mod. This is where you customize things like that. You can set up specific channels for, you know, drama channels. You can send your mod logs to different places. There's channels that you can set up where the bot won't go and won't look at anything. So if you're like, hey, this is our fuck around channel, we don't care what happens in there, don't moderate in there, it won't. You can do all kinds of things like that. Through here, you can also block links and stuff. So if people are coming in spamming links to things that you don't want them spamming to, you know, if you're just like, you know what, a lot of idiots come from 4chan, I don't want any links with 4chan in it. No 4chan, it'll block anything that's a 4chan link or anything like that. You can also set up what kind of punishments will happen to people when they start breaking the rules when it's auto-modding, whether that be muting them, sending them a warning, timing them out, banning them for X number of days, that kind of thing. They do have an option, a premium option here, which is to post to a drama channel, but that is a paid service to be able to do that. I got around.
That sounds like a good way to like snapshot shit.
It is. I actually found a way around using that in particular that accomplishes the same sort of thing, which is funny because I figured out how to do that before CarlBot added that as a feature. So I did it the free way, baby, because you didn't have a way to do it before. Ahead of the curve. Go me. Right. But yeah, all of this thing here, all the different things that you can set up. I did tell you if you wanted to add in your own reaction roles instead of using the templates, that you can do that. So I'm just going to show you really quickly, and if you need help, you can just ask. You go to reaction roles on the side, and then you'll create a new role. And when you do that, it's going to ask you, post embed, use ID, or use most recent message in the channel. So post embed means you'll build the post here, and it will post it for you. Use most recent message in the channel means you go to whatever channel it is, and the very last message that was posted, it will apply the reaction roles to that message. So if you already typed in the message, you know, on your Discord and it's sitting there waiting, you can do that. And then you also have the option, which is use ID. So if you have a channel that, let's just say, this is message 1. Message 2.
God, the fucking delay on stream is so, and hearing the typing is so unnerving.
So now I have 3 different messages in my channel, though.
Yeah.
Right? And instead of it being the last message on the channel, which would be message 3, I want it to use the second one, right? I want it to use this message instead that's already here. So what I do is I go over here to more, and I go to copy ID. Now, if you don't have an option for copy ID, what you have to do is go into your own Discord settings over here, which I can't pop open because streamer mode. You go over here, you pop in, and under advanced, under the advanced tab, you'll have a little tick mark that says, like, is it enable developer mode? I think it's called. You turn that on, and it will show you the IDs. So I'm going to copy this ID right here. I'm going to tell it to use this ID. I'm going to paste that in right here. It wants to know what channel that's in. That is the general channel. Alright, so it's going to post onto that message instead. Now I want to add in my reaction roles, right? And we do that by adding in an emoji. Make that a smiley face emoji. Just any emoji that you want. It can use your custom emojis on your Discord server. If those are not coming through, if you've like just added them in, if they're not coming through, you might need to refresh the Discord, refresh Carlbot, like your browser and stuff, and it'll update. So we've selected this emoji, and I want this emoji to give the they them. We'll do a heart, she her. And I'm just using these roles because we already created them, right? So put those on here. Now it's going to ask you, what kind of reaction role type do you want? Normal is exactly what you'd expect, as it says right here. Click the button, get the role, unclick the button, lose the role, right? But you do have several other options in here that you can go through. So unique means that you can only pick one at a time, which is useful for like voting or something like that, right? You can only pick one vote. Can't pick multiple. Something like that. Verify means once you've picked up the role, you cannot get rid of it. That's a good thing for like the gate when you first join the server, right? Accept these rules or you can't get in. Means once they've accepted the rules and they're in, they can't get rid of that role that says, I accepted the rules. Right?
Gotcha. Oh, yeah, I need to do that.
Mm-hmm. So there's that. We've got drop, which is... I don't really know why anyone would ever want to do this. But essentially what it is you can make a post that says, hey, do you have too many roles? Do you want to get rid of some? Here's all the roles. Click the ones you want to get rid of, and it'll take the roles away. I don't know why you would ever want to use that, but it's an option. You can do reversed, which is if you click the button one time, it removes a role, and then if you click it again, it'll add a role. I don't know why you would want to do that. It seems kind of backwards. We've got limits. So if you have like 5 options and you want to let them pick 2 instead of just 1, or you want them to pick 3, you can tell it how many they can pick up from this message. And then you've got binding, which is you can only choose one role from this message, and once you have that role, you cannot swap it. The only way that they can swap it is if a moderator does it for them. You might notice that's what I did on my server with our pronoun role. Once you select your pronoun role, you cannot change it on your own. You need to contact a moderator. If your identity changes, if the way you identify, if your pronouns change or anything like that, you cannot change that role on the Discord server on your own. You have to contact a moderator, and that was done very intentionally. Because we get to know people in our communities, right? And we get to know them like, hey, I know you're she, her, I know you're he, him, I know you as this. If you change your pronouns on your own and you don't tell us, how are we going to know? How are we going to know? So how are we going to know, oh, hey, you're not using she, her anymore, you're using he, him. Okay, we had to change the role for you. We're informed. We know. We'll call you he, him. Right on, my dude. Helps with that communication there. Right, so the next thing is only members with any of these roles can pick up roles. This is a security measure. This is going back to that verify bit that we talked about. Like, I've accepted the rules.
Yeah, that's what I'm setting up right now. That's what I'm setting up right now for like saying like, hey, you click this button, that means you're over 18. By agreeing to this, we hold the right to ban you if you're lying about your age. But
only allowing members with a certain role to pick up a role is going to be really helpful. It's a security thing, right? So if you're setting up that gate, for example, in my Discord server, you join in, you accept our rules, you come in, you accept the rules. Now you have the role initiate. Everyone is the role for just literally anyone that first joins a server. That's what they're in, right? They're in that role. Once you've accepted the rules, you're an initiate by default. So I like to make sure that I set, you must have the initiate role in order to pick up any of these roles, right? If you're not an initiate, you can't have these roles. Any of them. It's just a little security measure. You can also do that for if you're not a subscriber, you cannot pick out these roles. If you're not a moderator, you cannot pick up these roles. That's how you use it, right? And then, as an added security measure, if there are specific people in your Discord that you do not want to have the ability to pick up a role, you can mark them off and call them out by name. You can do it by that specific person. You can also do it by their role. Like, if there's a role that you don't want people to have, like, if you're like, I don't know why, but if you're a moderator, you cannot be a VIP, right? However you want to do it, you would set those things in. I'm going to change this from binding and just put it as normal so that I can explain it. Alright, and we click create. Cool. So now we go to my Discord, and it didn't go through. Did I fuck it up? I did. I did.
Let me go ahead and make the verified role.
I just spent too much time talking about it. And it was like, go fuck yourself. Oh my gosh. I have so many people messaging me. Stop messaging me. I can't answer when I'm showing Discord. Yep. There we go. And you can see right here in the dashboard that it's created a message in the general channel. It went to this message here because I screwed it up the first time by just leaving it open and it got a little stuck, so I had to redo it. And I just did it really quickly and threw it into the general channel instead of on that message too, the way that I had showed before. But it added the reaction roles here, so now if I click it, I get the role. If I unclick it, it is gone. Discord wizardry. Not that difficult. It's not that difficult. It's pretty easy. It's just intimidating, I think, because when you look at a bot and you're like, oh my god, where do I even start? Know what I mean?
Yes, sorry, I'm just making sure I'm getting this correct.
Oh DM, I'm so sorry that I haven't been looking at the chat. I'm kind of just chilling here, doing my thing, helping out our buddy now that I fixed our problem.
Let's see, only allow members with these roles. Any of these roles pick up roles. Okay, yes.
Tonight is apparently help Morgan set up his Discord server night.
Help each other figure out what the fuck is wrong with us.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I figured out my problem on my own.
Yeah, we did, but I also learned.
Yes.
And
that's why I like to show things to people, like, especially if it's something I don't know the answer to.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's one thing to be like, oh yeah, here's how you do it, because I already know, and that's great and nice to have. But I feel like if you show people how to find the answer or how to go about fixing a problem on their own, it kind of empowers them a little bit more, right? Because now you don't need to wait for someone who can help you to have the time to help you. You can kind of go down that path yourself.
No, that's how my brain works with my executive dysfunction. I have to have it, like, the way you're doing it is fucking perfect. I did slip up a couple of times, but I understand everything is sticking. The way at my old work, and I look back and I kind of regret not going to HR over this. I had a really bad supervisor when I was working on site for another company, and constantly I'd have to ask questions. I think one day he explained something to me, went back and gave it a shot, had to come and say, like, could you explain that to me again? And he looked at me and he literally said, "Are you insert R slur here?" to my face. You there?
I was muted. I'm so sorry. Yeah, that is some absolute fucking bullshit. I'd be pissed.
Yeah, like I have issues with my boss currently, but no, this guy straight up said the R slur to me.
Yeah, I would have quit. I would have been like, fuck you.
It was hard. It was hard to quit because it was $3,600 a month.
Oof. Oh, curse our addiction to things like food and shelter.
Yes, curse the fact that we need to survive, and so we're easily taken advantage of by the middle class.
Fuck the system.
Fuck the proletariat.
Yeah.
Down with the bourgeois.
No, I get it. I definitely understand. Like, I hate the fact that there's a lot of people stuck in situations like that, where it's like you have to put up with bullshit, or you starve to death.
Yeah.
I'm laughing because it's so uncomfortably true.
All right, I think this is okay. So auto, actually, I'm not going to let them have clan ally as the. I'm going to make a just enter. Let's see.
Yeah, you've got a lot of like creative decisions to make about your Discord now, so I'm sure that'll take you some time. If you get stuck, bring it up again to me. Be like, hey, I've been working on this. I'm a bit stuck.
Nope, I think I have it figured out.
I'll find
So I now have it set that Carlbot. By clicking this reaction, you verify that you are over the age 18. Clan McMorgan holds the right to ban you from the server if you lied about your age. So I have that set up with the oh, let me get back into that. I'm done.
With the role to verify into your Discord server?
Yeah, only allow members with any of these roles to pick up roles.
Are you on the verify?
I'm now on
verify.
I'm under the reaction role of verified.
Okay.
So when I put every single role that I have outside of the pronouns role under only allow okay.
No. What you'll do there is you'll literally lock everyone out of your server.
Okay, I'm taking them all off.
Okay, so your very first role, if you want to set up a verify role, I'll walk you through it on the test server. Here we go.
Gotcha, yeah.
I'm just going to delete these things, right? You need to do a couple of steps in order to make that happen, and this involves setting up your actual Discord itself. Have you done that? Because I have on your server.
Everything's been set up.
Okay, my question to you is, what are the permissions in all of your channels? Do you have channels that only certain people can get into? Like, do you have a subscriber only section? Do you have a moderator only section? Or is everything just open to everyone?
Everything is open right now. I forgot to add in the moderator section, which I'm going to do tonight.
All right. In order to do that, it's going to be a little bit. You're going to have an extra step to do once you make those channels, but that's fine. Sure. It's the same sort of process. So right now, what you need is a channel that's going to be your welcome channel, right?
Yep, I have that.
That needs to have permission for the role of everyone, right? Everyone can get in there.
Yes.
All of your other channels have to not have everyone on there. So, verify test. So this channel, all of your other categories, everything except for the welcome channel.
Yes.
Everything except for the welcome channel needs to not have the role of everyone. So you just click that and say, can't view that channel. right? So now the only role you have in the server is the basic, you just joined, you have the everyone role, right? The only channel that you'll be able to see is the welcome channel. Hence the verify needed, right? So you'll have to change all of your channels.
Gotcha.
To not include the welcome role, or the everyone role. It's very simple to do that. To go through, I don't know how many categories you have, but just go to your categories. You can change the permissions straight from the category. Let me know when that is done.
Okay, I got it.
All right. Now, you want to make sure that all of the channels inside of there are synced to its permissions. Do you know how to do that?
Let me save that. Or edit category, correct?
If you're in the category, you already changed the permissions of the category, right? You went to edit category, you went to permissions, you went down here to everyone, and you just ticked off everyone, right?
Yeah.
With the X, and you saved. That's on the category. Now, verify channel. Now, inside, once I've set the permissions, if I make a channel, that channel will automatically have the permissions of the category, right? But if I made the channel before I changed the permissions, there's a chance that the channel has not synced to the new permissions, right? So we want it to have the new permissions that we just added. There's two ways that you can fix this.
Yes.
The first way is you go to the actual channel, go to edit channel, go to permissions, and you'll see in here the permissions, right? You'll see like how things are. If they're not the same though, there's a nice nifty button up here. This lets me know permissions are already synced with this category. If they're not synced, it'll tell you, and there'll be a little sync button that you can press. So that's the first way that you can sync your categories. Just go in each one, tick, 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 sync, 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 right? That does unfortunately take quite a bit of time, doesn't it? Like, you have to go into each individual channel and update them. It's really frustrating. Really frustrating. So what I like to do is I like to make it a little bit easier on myself. And this is my sync dump, right? I'm going to make this a private category, which is just going to set it with different permissions. So I'm just going to give it permissions only for a completely different role. Something that's completely different from my category that I'm actually trying to set up. Doesn't matter what, just completely different. It doesn't have to be 100% different, just there has to be something different, right? So from here, I'm just going to grab my channel and drop it into that category dump. It's going to ask me, would you like to sync the permissions with this new category? I'm going to tell it yes. So once I tell it yes to sync permissions, now this channel has the permissions for this stupid category that I don't care about, right? But now I'm going to drag it back to the category with the permissions that I do care about. It's going to ask me, do you want to sync again? I go, yes. And there we go. It's done. So rather than clicking into every single channel, going into the permissions, pressing the sync button, you can just make yourself a little category, drop it once, when it wants to drop, sync, it syncs, and then drop it back, sync. It's just so much quicker.
Gotcha, I think I got it.
Nice little cheat there for you. And do you know what the cool thing is, Morgan? We streamed this, so if you want to go back and look at it, the VOD is here for you.
Oh no, I'll definitely be coming back and looking at it, because I'm not going to be fucking forgetting it tomorrow. If I don't get it done tonight. Which I do have work in the morning, fuck.
Yeah. But there you go.
Yeah,
Should
I
be a good bit of
appreciate
help
it.
to get you started with your Discord server. Get you all set up. And you did help me, I guess, get some work done. I mean, you didn't really do much, but it it allowed me to focus on what I needed to focus on, so I appreciate it.
I apologize for that little slip up there.
Oh, you're fine. I don't care. Don't give a shit. I'm going to end the stream now because I fixed the part that I had to actually be live in order to test.
And people got a little bit of a lesson how to set up Discord and shit.
Yeah, look at that. We got troubleshooting and Discord set up. Man. Alright, I'm going to end the stream here, so if any of you are out there in Streamland, thank you so much for hanging out while I was doing stuff. I appreciate you. I'm going to end the stream. I'm not going to bother raiding. I think most people are probably lurking. They do that just to show support, and I love them for it. Thank you.
Yeah.